Yo guys, and welcome back towards this new stream here on the channel. And on today's stream I will be discussing the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market, because once again we are having a pretty red day here across the border. Why? Is because Russia is starting to invade Ukraine, and that is currently resulting in a chain reaction on all kinds of markets, on the stock market, on the cryptocurrency market, and the markets are falling. Why? Is because there will be probably a lot of economic sanctions that will be getting used to, of course, to hold Russia back here and to, of course, hurt their economic system. So that's the reason why Bitcoin is falling even further. Yesterday, we saw a very strong recovery here. While I dropped out a video about this bullish divergence that we were seeing over here, we recovered very quickly towards the upside, but straight afterwards, we were seeing basically the market kick down once again here. From up that point, where we were seeing the market going up, of course, we did have the announcement of Putin saying that he basically wants to have certain parts of Ukraine and he wants to be calling the independence because he thinks it belongs to Russia and it has the Russia culture behind it. So yeah, definitely very crazy stuff happening in the market. And while we came down from that point, we even saw a further decreasement in the market. Right now, Bitcoin is trading all the way back down towards 36.9k once again. Like I have been talking several times about it. First of all, I was looking towards the 38,000 US dollar as my main accumulation level, but I also have been warning you guys about this horizontal range that I'm currently looking at and that we're currently trading on. Why? Is because, like you can see over here, we've been forming several lows in this market, and right now what we can see on the market, if we're going to go in towards the daily chart, let me get this correctly, yeah, this is the daily chart. If we're going to go in towards the daily chart, you can clearly see we're currently retesting the daily low here. And of course, what I will be saying here, if we do break this daily low, and if we're going to be closing a daily candle below of the previous daily low, it is actually going to be looking pretty worse here, because so far, yes, so far, we're still here in this higher low structure. But as soon as we do close this daily candle below this horizontal range over here, it is actually going to look quite worse, and we're going to be once again, of course, officially confirm a downtrend, since like before we broke above the previous high over here, it was looking actually pretty strong here, and we were looking to create a higher low in the market, but then still we came down and of course formed right now a retest of the previous low, where we did start this whole initial move towards the upside from up, of course. So a lot of things to discuss on today's stream here. I will be as well go over more charts. I will be going over more altcoins, etc, because it's going to be absolutely crucial to see Bitcoin bouncing from up this horizontal range. The range that I'm currently looking for as critical support on the 4-hourly time frame is going to be the 36.4k. Like you can see, previously around this was the level that really kickstarted the move towards the upside, and it showed us very, very significant rejections and support touches in the past as well here. So I will be taking this level very seriously here right now on the market. But let's start off with discussing the 1-hour candles before going further in towards more details on the market. So what we can see, and what Bitcoin basically continuously has been doing here, and what is very annoying, because it has been already showing the strong bounce. Of course, yesterday it did show us the strong bounce here, but what we can see over here in the market is that markets have been forming lower lows here, and the momentum has been still climbing. So once again, RSI is still gaining more strength while price actually coming down here, suggesting that we do have most likely a major move awaiting for us, and most likely it will be towards the upside, because we're creating definitely bullish momentum right now. But what the problem is right now in the market is that we're having a lot of manipulation from, of course, the Russia-Ukraine scenario, from basically the news. The news is right now manipulating the price, because Bitcoin has been showing us very strong momentum divergence, but then it comes up and Putin makes an announcement and the market comes down right away here, right? So the news is definitely affecting the market massively right now, but we can be as well look towards a very interesting trading pattern on the market right now, because Bitcoin indeed, while it is creating these bullish momentum, is as well creating a reversal pattern towards the upside. We're right now creating a falling wedge pattern, and yeah, right now I'm not necessarily going to take a trade or anything. I think there's a very big chance on taking a very good trade towards the upside. I mean, I am not going to take a trade with like my public account. I am currently already in some long positions on EGLD with my public account, what I showed you guys as well out there, and I am in minor positions here long positions I'm talking about with my personal account here. So what I am planning here is to take a trade towards the upside, since we have been seeing, of course, a falling wedge getting created here. Falling wedge is a typical bullish bias pattern. We're seeing quite a lot of touch points on this pattern, like you can see here, several support and several rejection touch points, and together with that we're seeing climbing momentum. So the momentum is increasing on the market, and while the momentum is increasing, price action still continuously comes down here, indicating us that this is definitely a very strong pattern to trade towards the upside. Of course, it's not only the RSI that's increasing its strength here right now, it's also the money flow index. Money flow index is well forming higher lows on the market, suggesting that we are increasing strength here while price action comes down here, suggesting that we are creating a bullish divergence right now in this market. And of course, right now I'm looking towards a pattern on the 1 hour time frame. But to be clear to you guys out there, this pattern is as well going to be playing out on different time frames, and not necessarily a pattern, but I mean the momentum divergence is as well playing out on different time frames. Because if we're going to then look further in towards this chart here, where we first of all do know that we have this CME gap still above us that most likely will be still dragging us up again here. We can see as well, if we're looking and analyzing this momentum, is that Bitcoin is as well creating an increasing amount of momentum towards the upside on the RSI here, on the 4 hourly time frame, and the price action still continuously falling, suggesting us as well that we are in a zone of very strong accumulation again. So please, once again, do take this in notice, because this is definitely a major opportunity for all of us that are currently trading this cryptocurrency market, of course. Because once a market is basically showing such kind of an increasing amount of momentum in the market, we could be, of course, trying to be benefiting from it very strongly. So in the background, I'm doing some buying and selling actually, because I am accumulating some more spot Bitcoin as well right now, because I just received the payment, and I just want to be, of course, accumulate the dip here. I don't want to be buying the highs, of course. I'd rather be buying the lows here. So, of course, I am always dollar cost averaging in towards the market, and I'm doing that with all kinds of strategies here, and it's going to definitely be very interesting on how we're going to be playing out on how the market is going to further develop. But let me go further in towards my analysis in 1 second here. Let me go further in towards it right now here, actually. Let me go further in towards my analysis. But what we can currently see as well is not only that the RSI is increasing strength on the 4 hourly time frame as well, it is the MACD forming higher lows here, suggesting the sell pressure is running out of the market, and that we could be seeing a reversal anytime soon, together as well with the money flow index. So yes, I do know these momentum indicators could be getting ignored because of certain news articles, and if Russia right now out of nowhere is going to bombard let's say Ukraine or Kiev, there's going to be probably an even more significant crash here, and the market is only going to come more further down here. So what I'm telling you guys right now is that the basic of Bitcoin trading, once the news is neutral, this is a very good trading opportunity. If the news is neutral and there's not a lot of manipulation going around in the market, this is a very strong trading opportunity. But of course, like we do know, in the periods that we currently live in, strange things are happening in the world, and the market is seeing a lot of manipulation because of the news, of course, in the world right now, what is going on. And that's, of course, absolutely terrible, because it's definitely manipulating our trading strategies and, of course, our potential predictions where the market is heading towards. So it is definitely a little bit harder to predict where the market is heading towards right now in these periods of the year, because there's more news manipulation, and calling a bottom right now is also pretty hard, since we do see Russia says they're going to stop, then Russia says we're going to be going further in towards the C2 and that could be leading towards more market volatility and more market unpredictability, of course, I should say. So please do take it into notice. We're right now seeing something that is a very good opportunity if the market is neutral, but since the market is right now not necessarily neutral, we could see this still play out in a pretty worse way here. So let me go further in towards the analysis, so on, of course, and let me dive in towards the daily time frame. So like you can see, we're flipping the daily candle in towards the green. Actually pretty good to see. We're as well about to close in towards a new period of the year. We're about to close in towards March. Hopefully March could be a little bit better. Guys, do know it is only the 2nd month of the year, and look at what already happened in this year. It's absolutely a crazy year, 2022 so far, and hopefully it will stay a crazy year, but in a positive way, of course. So let's go further in towards the analysis, and let's take on a Fibonacci retracement here on the daily time frame. So if we're going to look at the Fibonacci retracement, we can see that we fell to hold on towards the 0.618 here on the Fibonacci. But it's actually quite worse to see here as well. We got rejected by the 0.5 in the Fibonacci, and since of that point we are coming further down here. Of course, next major support on this Fibonacci is going to sit around the 0.786, what is trading on the $35,700 for Bitcoin. So that's actually quite a worse target, but that is definitely a potential target we could be aiming for. If we're going to set up a Fibonacci from swing high to swing low, we can see that we're right now quite far away from any support or resistance, and that is actually looking pretty bad for Bitcoin right here. So on the daily time frame, we can see as well that we once again broke below of this horizontal range over here, what is actually a pretty important range to be trading above of. And actually, while we were trading last time above it, it was looking quite good here, but since the news manipulation, we did came down of it again, and we're right now trading once again back into towards this range between the 29,000 and 39,000. So basically, we're back in this bearish range here, and let me make this for easier sakes, let me make this in a different color. Let me make this purple for a second. So we're right now back in towards the purple range here, where we are basically seeing a lot of consolidation for the market, and a lot of reaccumulation for the market as well here. So what I can say, we're back in reaccumulation phases for Bitcoin, and basically for cryptocurrencies in general. Currently, what is really bleeding and what the market is, the market that's hurting it the most is definitely the altcoin market. We're seeing a lot of red across the borders on a lot of altcoin projects, and especially these meme coins here. Of course, meme coins is definitely a thing that I think is good to get heard right now here, because yeah, coins like that add no value towards the network definitely should lose some valuation right now and right here. So yeah, what we can have over here on the market is that we could be going in towards a period of a reaccumulation for Bitcoin, but I do think as soon as the news cools off with Russia and Ukraine, that Bitcoin is going to absolutely skyrocket. Why? Is because the realized loss is spiking once again further on. And if we're going to look at the net realized profit and loss, we can see that we have been trading for a sustainable period in a net realized loss here. And like we do know, if you don't know already, once we're in a period where there is a lot of losses getting generated on the market, it usually shows you a very good accumulation range here. It's not necessarily the bottom. No, it shows you a level where accumulation is very strong at. And right now, we're once again back in towards these ranges where we're in pretty good stages for accumulation. I am not saying we're right now bottoming out. I'm not saying that we're going to more go towards 100k. I do believe that 100k is going to get visited in 2022. But do remember, we still have another 9.5 months in this year. And 9.5 months is a lot, and Bitcoin can do a lot in such kind of a period. So don't have a short-term vision if you're investing in Bitcoin. Always invest for the longer-term vision. And if we're going to use our longer-term vision right now, I am seeing right here that we do have, of course, pretty good accumulation ranges, since there's been a lot of losses realized in the market. So a lot of people taking their losses and going out of the market, indicating and suggesting that we are definitely in stages where we should start to get a little bit more greedy. Because how it works, the more people are standing up against a loss here, the better buy zone it becomes here, because people are afraid, etc., etc., etc. So let me as well go over the fear and greed index here on the market. What we do know, if we're going to look at the fear and greed index, is that we're still in extreme fear. What we do know, once the market is in extreme fear, it once again usually shows a good accumulation range. What we're currently seeing here with Russia and Ukraine, yes, it's absolutely terrible, but what it is also causing is a lot of fear in the world. There is a lot of uncertainty, a lot of doubt about what is right now going to be happening in the market, and that is of course a reason why I am a little bit more bullish, because once everyone is going to call for a bear market, it's usually not the point that the bear market is going to start. At that point it is usually the reaccumulation phase. Like 2017 was so different than this year around here, and people still approach the market completely like 2017. Like, you shouldn't do so, because we're right now in completely different markets. So at the time of recording as well, Bitcoin is bouncing back very strongly, and we could be seeing a potential breakout in the coming 30 seconds ahead of ourselves, because right now Bitcoin is going to close its 1 hour candle here outside of this falling wedge pattern that is going to be having some more bullish consequences here for the market. So hopefully we could see a very strong recovery on today's stream here. Because yeah, I'm currently still in some long positions. I'm currently still have been accumulating more and more Bitcoin all around towards the downside, because yes, I am dollar cost averaging in on Bitcoin always, every single day, because I get like payments every 6 or 7 days here approximately, and with those payments I am starting to accumulate further and further and further in towards the market. I actually have no US dollar, I mean euro, because I live in a euro zone. of my bank account. I have a few thousand or euros on my bank, but it's everything. I invest every freaking dollar, euro in towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies because I am very convinced that holding my dollars and euros on the bank is absolutely the most terrible decision because it's only going to lose more and more of my valuation. And of course, for me, my end goal is to hold the most amount of Bitcoin, not the most amount of dollars or euros. I also don't necessarily look at how much US dollars I hold. No, I just look at how much Bitcoins I hold because my Bitcoin amount in my portfolio is massively increasing while my dollar amount in my portfolio has been decreasing for the past 4 or 5 months here. But I'm very sure and very certain it will come back up here as soon as you keep holding that long-term vision, because yeah, the Bitcoin halving is coming up, etc, etc. But it looks to be that the Bitcoin 1 hour chart is breaking out pretty bullish, and this could be having more bullish consequences if we are going to get a retest on this market. Looking pretty interesting together with the bullish divergence that we're right now creating, right? So let's wait and see how it's going to be further play out here. But actually, I do think that this could be a pretty bullish breakout that we could be having here on the Bitcoin market. So let me then move further in towards the charts there to as well discuss the Bitcoin weekly chart here. So right now on the weekly chart on Bitcoin, we're seeing a major consolidation phase. We've been looking at this chart several times before, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, literally while we were retesting lows on this market. I was of course giving you guys this chart here because we're right now in a reaccumulation phase for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been in these phases several times before in a year. Like you can see, I've been approaching it like this as well. You could be as well approach it like this here, where Bitcoin is basically going sideways for a longer period of time. And afterwards, it starts a significant rally. And right now, we've been going basically sideways for almost the last year. And the period of bullishness is about to occur once again, in my opinion. So, or I could better say the period of volatility, because I'm not necessarily saying bullishness, but the period of volatility is about to occur anytime soon. And what we can see right here is that we're once again back at the weekly accumulation range. We do have another 5 days in this weekly candle, so I am not saying we have to bounce right here. No, what could be happening is Bitcoin is going to wick below it and still close its weekly candle over here and still push up afterwards like we did several times before, of course. But it's going to be pretty important to look at this weekly candle close right here. This weekly candle does show us and does indicate us right now, okay, we're coming down again. We're coming down towards very strong levels of accumulation, of distribution as well here. And this is a very good range for average accumulation, because once again, you're accumulating on the lower side of the parallel channel. And of course, usually people start to accumulate on the top side of the parallel channel, because on the top side, the greed is high. People think, oh, I've seen so much green candles. Oh my gosh, it's going to even go further on. You know, it is greed. That's how market emotions work. And it's always that roller coaster effect here, right? The market moves up very quickly. It stalls up at a certain point. It has a minor correction and everyone still thinks it's going to go and absolutely skyrocket up. But then the point that everyone's going to talk about it, the hype is already done and the big players are going to start distribute once again. And right now it's definitely the opposite way around here, because we have been seeing that big wallets here in the cryptocurrency market have been still accumulating rather than distributing right now in the market. So Bitcoin weekly time frame looks actually pretty bullish. This is the total market cap here of the whole market in the cryptocurrency space. So the total market cap of the cryptocurrency space. What we can see over here is that previous resistance, like you can see here on the chart, is currently getting retested. We have been seeing a retest a couple weeks ago here in January, midpoint of January, literally a month ago, I should say. And right now we're doing the same again. So we have been seeing this retest several times before. We have been seeing, I mean, it could even extend this level. Previous resistance, broke through, and of course, absolutely skyrocketed towards the upside. Then we formed here a bottom. We bounced back up here, and currently we're retesting. Could this be a double bottom that we can be generating? Yes. Could this be a continuation? Yes. Definitely both scenarios possible. So let's see where we're going to head towards. But right now, I am definitely going to be approach this level as major support that we have to hold on towards. If we do break below it, I will just start to get a little bit more bearish. But so far, we're still trading on support. And while we're still trading on support, it will be approach it like we're still holding on towards it. But if we do break below it, that is the point that we should start to be a little bit more cautious. And we should start to be a little bit more fearful at that range. But right now, definitely, since the market is already in extreme fear, we should stay still a little bit more greedy. And that's definitely a very important way to approach the market. So actually pretty interesting retest that we currently are getting. If we're going to look at the market excluding excluding the Bitcoin market cap here, we can see for the total altcoins, we are having a pretty interesting retest right now as well in this market. So what we can see, if I'm setting up as well this orange line over here, is that we're currently experiencing as well a pretty interesting touch that we can look at and can really accumulate altcoins at as well here, because everyone is saying what I see right now across the border, right? It's pretty interesting. I see everyone saying altcoin season is done, Bitcoin bull run will continue in 2024. Those things is what I see on left side, right side, everywhere, basically, right? But that's not how the market psychologically works here in the market, because we can see the market is over leveraged towards the downside. Not everyone is, look at this, everyone is shorting all these coins, all these cryptocurrencies, all these shorts, all these basically altcoins are getting short like crazy. Of course, there are probably going to be some coins that are going to absolutely go to zero. I totally agree. There are going to be a lot of coins that are going to go to zero. But if everything is so over leveraged towards the downside, it's most likely not going to be happening at that point. As well for the Bitcoin bull market in general. So we're definitely at some stages where altcoins is not bad for accumulation, like you can see here. Altcoins are at a very strong range here. Previous resistance, support getting found over here on the market. It looks actually pretty crazy here if you would ask me for accumulating altcoins right now. So it is looking pretty good here. We're trading once again at accumulation ranges here, and this looks like a perfect opportunity in my opinion to start to accumulate more altcoins. And like a lot of people, you know why I am accumulating altcoins, because everyone is saying altcoins are done for this year, and that is my reason to accumulate more altcoins. And you know, I'm going to be right eventually, because I keep buying the dip, and that is going to be that's going to be the right decision. Like I see some people saying I'm selling off everything, I'm planning to be buying back cheaper. That's a too risky approach for me here. It's not my strategy to sell off all my crypto right now here to potentially buy back cheaper. Potentially, you know, the chance is not very high that you're going to catch that exact bottom, and it's so hard to guess the exact bottom that it will be just always dollar cost average further in towards the market. And right now the only thing that we're waiting for is a green light for Putin stopping that bullshit with Ukraine. If they stop this war kind of stuff here, the markets, not only the cryptocurrency market, but like also the stock market is going to be absolutely skyrocket, because then the economic sanctions will be maybe get lift off, and like the markets will grow crazy, like crazy. But right now, this is definitely a very bad stuff that we are having, like of course the war that we are currently looking at, of course. So as well, we can see here Bitcoin dips towards the 36.4k as Ukraine moves sends Russian rebel to near 6-year lows face the dollar. So yeah, let's see what we're going to have, and let's see what the performance of Bitcoin is going to be in the coming days, coming weeks ahead of ourselves. But let me quickly as well check up on the US 500. Of course, the stock market. What are we having? So we came down even further on, like we do know, and like you can see clearly today, it's actually bouncing pretty strongly. But you can see it's trading on the lower side of our most critical support range here. Like you can see previous support. And we're looking actually towards a head and shoulder pattern here on this market. And this is a pretty important level to hold on towards. So what we can see over here is that this horizontal range is still holding us up here, and if we're going to be breaking below, we're definitely going to be looking for some more bearish price action. If we're going to zoom in towards the imminent short term, we can see that the previous candle has been bouncing very strongly towards the upside, and this was of course literally 1 hour ago, and that's also the reason why the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market was bouncing back up again as well. But early today we did already came down further on, but basically every single start of the day we are seeing like such kind of a bounce here. Like we've seen it several times before in the beginning of the days here as well. We saw a bounce in the beginning of the day, then we came down again. So I'm pretty interested on how it's going to be playing out for the stock market right now. But the stock market is definitely trading on pretty low sides here, and I would love to see, of course, the stock market bouncing back a little bit further on towards the upside. Like you can see as well, gold absolutely dropped here last hour around here. Gold trading, of course, against all-time highs here, so it's doing actually a pretty good job here. But if we're going to compare gold towards like the last months like the last 10 years, it has been actually a pretty poor performing asset, because yeah, it has increased approximately 3 or 4% against 10 years ago, 4%. but we do know that there's more inflation in the last 11 years than 4%. So it's actually a pretty bad asset to be hodling, if you would ask me here. The S&P 500 indeed also looks like a major correction is currently in the making. But of course, like we do know, and like we have seen several times before, people calling for a major market correction on the S&P, but still it keeps continuously growing further and further on here. But yeah, there's going to be some point that we're going to indeed have such big of a crash here and such a long-term downtrend for S&P and other markets. And then is going to be the question, can Bitcoin decouple itself here? Because right now, Bitcoin is not decoupled from the S&P. And that is definitely a thing that we want to be seeing here. We do not want to be seeing Bitcoin holding itself up against the S&P here. We don't want to be seeing Bitcoin performing just exactly the same like the S&P. We want to be seeing Bitcoin perform good and the S&P holding back, of course, because then we can make that decoupling phase here. And personally, I think it's going to be happening in the coming 2 years here because, yeah, there is going to be an economic crisis because all the things for a beautiful economic crisis, a recession is coming closer and closer. It looks perfect. And investing in the S&P 500 is a thing that I shouldn't do compared to Bitcoin, because the S&P 500 is basically investing in companies and Bitcoin is basically investing in a scarce asset, you know. The companies are probably going to take a very big hit because there's going to be a recession, and Bitcoin is not necessarily going to take a big hit in a recession, because if we're going to as well learn from the past, because Bitcoin has never went through a recession, you know, right? So if we're going to look at gold, what happened once the recession in 2008, 2009 happened, it grew massively in the following years afterwards. It basically grew 177% in the recession phase here. And at the first point of the recession, gold came down, and that's exactly what Bitcoin will do as well. If the recession breaks out here, gold is going to fall, and afterwards is going to see a significant growth in price. And imagine, gold increases with an approximately 177% towards the upside in 2 years in the recession. What is going to be happening with Bitcoin if gold has such big of a market cap? And right now we have Bitcoin. 10 years later, 12 years later, we have Bitcoin. And I personally think it's going to be an absolutely crazy time here. If the recession comes, I think Bitcoin is going to take a big hit, but the years afterwards is going to be one of the most strongest assets to be investing in. And it will be still stick with that prediction, and I still think like I'm so happy to work in this niche, in this like the cryptocurrency space, because it's absolutely a beautiful place to work in, because it has a lot of future possibilities and we can create a lot of wealth out of it. And that, of course, like my goal is not necessarily to create wealth, because if I'm going to create wealth, probably others will get more poor, and that's not what I want in life. But what I want in life is to secure my wealth here. I want to secure my wealth by investing in cryptocurrency assets. And for me, it has been not only securing my wealth, but created as well like life-changing wealth for me so far. And right now, with that life-changing wealth, I want to secure the wealth. And how do I do that? I invest in Bitcoin. I don't hodl it on the bank. This could be the last years. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the last years for the economic system here, because we're definitely on the edge of breaking. Would be smart for Putin to go into Bitcoin to avoid sanctions. Definitely. Prepare for bear market. I mean, I'm always prepared. If there's going to be a bear market breakdown, I'm not going to be necessarily broke or whatsoever. But then I will be, of course, trying to accumulate more and more and more. And actually, I would love to see a bear market period for 2 years, because it will give me another 2 years for accumulating more Bitcoin on cheaper valuations. And actually, I would quite like that. But I don't really think it's going to be that likely, to be honest. Nice haircut. Thank you so much here. It's already like 5 days or 6 days ago. I went to the barber. Prepare to wreck people this year. That's why the sponsor everyone knows this. I mean, like, Bybit is not like a lot of people don't understand the leverage trading system, you know. The company earns from, not from liquidations. That's not what the company earns from. Because if you're in a long position and you get liquidated, you're paid a short. It's not the company. That's not how it works. Bro, can you please cover Ethereum? Let's go over Ethereum. Like, we discussed a lot of things here about the market, but let's right now discuss Ethereum. Before going in towards the stream further on, guys, yesterday I did a $2,000 I should say, $2,000 giveaway on the channel. Guys, let me know if I should do another giveaway today here. $2,000 was just giveaway yesterday. If you are interested in giveaways, let me know. And guys, make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so right now. Smash up that subscribe button, guys. If you do like daily content, daily live streams where we're basically discussing all cryptocurrency markets, and where we go over in depth about what we're currently seeing in the market, where we're discussing news, where we're discussing on-chain data, and where we're discussing the charts in depth. Subscribe to this channel, ring the bell notification as well. If something like crazy happens on the market, I am always trying to do my best to be the first one out there live here. So if you hit that bell notification as well, you will always get notified here once something is happening. And as well on Twitter, if you press the bell notification, I try to keep you guys up to date with a lot of updates on these charts as well. I try to do it more and more and more, just like this one around over here as well. If you want to help me to share this to more people, make sure to like and retweet this tweet here. But let's go in towards the Ethereum price section right now here. So Ethereum, absolutely beautiful asset here to invest in, my opinion. Let me go towards the right chart. Let me go towards the daily time frame first of all. And let me go towards the right chart here, right? Because I've got a chart prepared for the daily. Yeah, here, this is the daily chart. So Ethereum on the daily, of course, looking quite interesting, actually, if you would ask me. It is coming down pretty heavily, trading on the $2,500, but that as well means that there is going to be major opportunities. Of course, we're right now coming down just like Bitcoin was doing towards levels that we were bottoming out basically last time around as well. And if Ethereum is going to be forming a low over here, it is basically in the bigger picture forming a higher low, and that's actually not too bad if you would ask me here. So what we want to be seeing, and as well, all the reversals that we got last time around here from this downtrend usually happens after a first strong bounce here, then a continuation down, and then you create this bullish divergence like you can see over here. You create a higher low on the RSI, lower low on the price section, then you create this massive rally towards the upside. So actually it's actually going to be not all too bad here if Ethereum is going to come down towards levels around to 2200, $2,300 is going to form this bullish divergence, and then it's going to come up from that point. And that's actually going to be a range that it's going to be absolutely lovely. And so far, I've been waiting quite a long period of time to accumulate this massive new position on the market, and I've not been doing so publicly because I've still been waiting and waiting because I've not been really sure about whether this market reversal is exactly going to come here, and I want to be waiting at the best opportunity, of course. So I would definitely most certainly love a beautiful trading opportunity on Ethereum, of course. So yeah, it's good start to get bounced over here. It's going to really be depending on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin right now, let's say, is going to be breaking bullish of this this falling wedge scenario, and there's not going to be any bearish news coming out here, yeah, Ethereum is going to be just follow massively Bitcoin, and it's just going to come up as well here. So please do take that in notice. It's going to be definitely very important to look at that stage. As well, what we can see on the market is that like on the Ethereum on the daily time frame is not necessarily showing us a lot of interesting things here. So let me go towards a different time frame, and let me go towards a 4-hourly time frame to see what we currently have here. Because Ethereum is basically doing the same as Bitcoin, but only in a more exponential way here. Because Ethereum is right now as well losing strength here. Is forming, of course, lower lows on the market. What is forming lower lows on the market? RSI has been climbing. So we're well seeing a bullish divergence on this market getting formed, showing and indicating us a bounce is most likely going to be very likely to be expecting from this point. As well, if we're going to look at the MACD here, we can clearly see the MACD is forming higher lows on the market, and the price action forms lower lows on the market. Actually also showing and indicating us a reversal is going to be quite likely to, of course, expect here. As well, if we're going to look at the money flow index, I mean, I've not prepared anything of this, but we're seeing basically a triple bullish divergence. Of course, I actually already quite expected to see a triple bullish divergence, since Bitcoin right now as well is creating such kind of a similar structure as well, triple bullish divergence basically on the market. So yeah, Ethereum is looking actually quite good for accumulation on a 4-hourly time frame. Of course, why am I saying so? Is because yeah, we are seeing bullish divergence on 3 different indicators, and if you don't know how a bullish or bearish divergence looks like, I will show you real quickly here by this divergence chart on the left side of the screen here, because here on the left side of the screen, you can clearly see that once you are going to create a bullish or bearish divergence, you can very easily see it. Basically, it's not so hard to see. It's basically a momentum indicator that is going to what you're going to compare against the price to see whether it is going to be more bullish momentum created or more bearish momentum created, whether you're seeing a loss or a strength gain in the buyers or sellers. And right now we're seeing a loss of strength in the sell pressure, and that is the reason why a bounce is going to be more likely, because if there's not going to be any sell pressure, the market is usually going to come up again, and that's the reason why I am saying it is more likely to expect a more kind of a bullish period in the coming hours ahead of ourselves. As well, we're going to look at the 1-hour candles. We could be potentially look for kind of similar patterns here. Actually, we could be looking for similar I mean, depending on how you're going to be approaching it, yeah, you could be approaching it from the lows over here. You could be as well approach it from the lows over here. There are different approaches that you could be taking, and you could be for sure, of course, look for some kind of a falling wedge structure, just like we are looking for Bitcoin at currently. But basically, what I want to be seeing here is on how the momentum indicators are developing itself on the 1 hour candles. 1 hour candles is actually looking pretty worse. It's not looking like a reversal is going to be likely. Is more really the 4 hourly candles that are looking bullish currently. The 1 hour candles are actually looking still quite bearish for Ethereum. So Ethereum is not going to get the full confirmation for me, and that's the reason why I shouldn't really take a massive trade on Ethereum right now. But definitely, there's definitely an opportunity to take a minor long position to expect a bounce back towards the upside. Because if their bounce is going to come, it's most likely going to be a pretty strong one. And actually, it's looking like a very good opportunity to me, since Bitcoin is as well creating bullish momentum. Yeah, bounce is going to be probably very likely to expect in the immediate short term. I'm not saying I'm not saying that this drop off over here, it is done. But what I will be saying to you guys out there is that every single drop off here in the market, like every single market movement back up here, like trend reversal, like here we got a minor trend reversal back towards the upside, right? This created out of a bullish divergence. A bullish divergence was getting created on the 4 hourly time frame, create this bullish market structure. Then we create the bearish divergence, we create the bearish market structure. And right now we're creating a bullish divergence, so we could be potentially create once again more bullish markets again. And excuse me, I forgot to disable the bullish and bearish thing in the screen here. So excuse me so much. Move the photo, please. Excuse me. Guys, sometimes I just forget to click it away again, so excuse me for that. So once again, right now we're seeing different kind of market structures getting enabled. So you usually have uptrends and downtrends in the market, and usually they're going to get formed. Amir, thank you so much for notifying. There's a little bit of a delay in the stream here, so I saw it right away and I removed it. So it's pretty crazy what we did saw over there. So yeah, we are right now seeing a potential scenario where the market is going to be seeing a very strong reversal, and I'm going to try to be benefiting from it. Of course, I'm in this EGLD trade, and got an entry around to $160 US, and I'm really trying to take this trade to the next level, of course. Because yeah, I'm building up trades because the market is definitely in major fear, and once the market is in major fear, I like to be building up trades here. That is just how I am here, because I like to trade the market once the least amount of people are expecting a reversal whatsoever, you know. So it's definitely very exciting what we're seeing in terms of opportunities right now. Remove your chart. Yeah, I did it already. So it's pretty crazy here. There will be a big amount of FUD before the bottom. All people who believe fake news will set a stop loss. They will be. I mean, you know, the point here is I'm not going to necessarily say fake news or normal news here. The point here is that Bitcoin is always going to get moved by these news articles, and not necessarily news articles. There's news out there, and we'll start trying to be benefiting from it to move the market up and down, you know. There's a certain news article coming out here. The market is moving down. Everyone thinks Bitcoin is moving down because of the news article. But in reality, it are some bigger players that are trying to push down the market to, of course, get all these weak hands out of the market. And so far, it is really, they are accomplishing their mission, since we are seeing that there is a significant amount of realized loss getting generated in this market, showing and indicating us people are indeed selling off against a loss. So these big players are doing a good job. That's literally what they're doing. They are succeeding in their job because weak hands are indeed selling. And let me see in the Coinbase destroyed here. Let me see in the HODL. Well, let me go to HODL waves here for a second here. So what we can see is currently that the Coinbase is destroyed here, and basically the HODL cap, what we're currently looking at in the market, is pretty interesting because we have never seen such a significant amount of hodling going around in the market here. We have currently 60% of the total supply is inactive. Can I search off? Wait, let me see if I can have inactive supply. Is there something with inactive supply? Let me see. Is there something with inactive? Oh yeah, supply lasting. Let me see. I will quickly use this chart. So also, and basically indication for good accumulation is that there's currently not a lot of new people stepping in towards the market. It shows as well that it is good accumulation. Why? Is because if there are a lot of new people stepping in the market, it usually means that we're in a hype train, and in hype trains you should be distributing rather than accumulating. Currently you can see clearly The hodl waves are indicating that the majority of the hodlers are currently coming from the 6 to 12 month hodlers, and those are slowly turning into becoming a 1 to 2 year hodler, because the people that bought in towards this run up towards the upside are still hodling. So more and more people are starting to become hodlers in the market, and that is what is going to be eventually grow the network. There are going to be more hodlers stepping in towards the market. There are going to be less people panic selling, and especially people from 2017, 2018, like me. I've been going through a cycle already, so I am less likely to sell my Bitcoin in a market correction. As well, we've been going through several corrections. We've been going through a correction in January, in May, in September, and right now we're having another one here in February, January, and December. So we're having the we are having the third correction in the market, and people, especially hodlers, are going to get used towards the market volatility up and down. And people are going to finally start to recognize, okay, Bitcoin can come down right now, but it as well is most likely going to recover and come further up here, because that is how hodlers think. And that is why the hodler waves are increasing massively. They're coming more and more hodlers in towards the market, what will be eventually create a higher low in the market. That's basically what happening, is because there's going to become less and less sell pressure in this market. So it's actually looking pretty good for in terms of the hodlers and in terms of the people that are investing in towards the network, because the share of as well the 3 to 5 year hodlers has been, of course, right now being approximately 15%, where in beginning of this year, beginning of 2021, it was around to 12 to 11%. So there's a massive amount of long-term hodlers coming in towards the market and not distributing their Bitcoins. So it's absolutely a very crazy time here. And I mean, I am rather part of the hodlers than the panic sellers, of course, right now. As well, a thing that I want to quickly show you here is if I go towards CryptoQuant here, is in a different side. Let me, oh, it's the wrong mail. Okay, I will check this up later on the stream, guys. I will be not trying to fix my my password right now, because maybe I will leak something. So what I basically want to be showing you is that the sell pressure is disappearing out of the market. And I mean, that's pretty interesting to see, because I was using it on my laptop, but apparently I have a different password. I know I forgot my password once. So what is going to be happening, what is currently happening, is that the sell pressure on these corrections always do the same on Bitcoin. And I've been explaining it here in September and in the May correction. How we can spot these bottoms and why we do see these massive trends towards the upside. Here, massive trend towards the upside is because the sell pressure was run out of the market. We were seeing low volumes, and people are saying, oh, the market is moving up with low volumes. But I've got an explanation, because if you're literally looking at CryptoQuant, you can see it very good here. That's why I do like CryptoQuant as well a lot, is that the sell pressure was massively disappearing out of the market, indicating that no one was willing to sell anymore. And if no one is willing to sell, there's only going to be buy pressure. We do have lower volumes, but that's why the market moves up so exponentially for such a long period of time. And since we have been seeing a significant correction in this market, the run-up could only be greater and greater. And that is what I'm trying to tell to you guys out there. Since we've seen a more significant correction, like we have seen in May, like we have seen in these previous periods around, because there's a longer movement towards the downside, the movement up is only going to be taking longer as well, because there's going to be more and more sell pressure out of the market. And the more sell pressure is out of the market, the longer this run-up could be taking. And the more steam the run-up is going to have, because it's going to be having less sell pressure, of course. So it's pretty obvious what is currently playing out once again. It's pretty obvious how the market basically moves here of cryptocurrency and in Bitcoin. But it is once again a thing and a game that you should be understanding. So yeah, indeed, we're trading on the lower side of this pattern. And if we're basically looking into the range where Bitcoin has been swinging, I should say, we're definitely in the lower 50% here. We're definitely in the lower 70% of the range here, 80% I could maybe say here. And that is, of course, indicating you're definitely at a good accumulation range. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward towards what we're going to trade towards. 20K, this is the middle point. The $48,000 is the middle point of this whole trend. And currently we're trading on 37K. So we're definitely trading on the lower of the 80% of the lower side approximately in our accumulation range that we're currently trading on. So your risk of accumulating around these levels is most certainly very low here. And that's why I am currently accumulating. But guys, make sure to smash up the like button real quickly. Will be absolutely lovely if you're going to do so. If you're going to smash up the like button, you will definitely help the algorithm. And of course, guys, you know what's very funny? I've, of course, talked about this several times before. Right now, we are having 573 viewers, live viewers. You know, you guys who are right now watching are absolutely legends, because you are trying to invest your time into cryptocurrencies while the markets are down. And you know, we are right now maybe having 600 views here, but if the market is back above 50k, we're having maybe 1500 views again. Why is that happening? Is because people are using their emotions. And like, I'm not saying that it is bad that those people like are watching on the top because they're trying to learn it as well, but learning once the market is down is way more valuable because you're learning about how to handle those emotions. You're learning how to really crush the market, because you're not crushing the market if you're only looking at the market once it's going up, because people are not opening their portfolio app right now because they're too scared to see it. They're too scared to face the facts. And you guys over here watching right now, that's why I do like you guys, and big shout out to you guys out there all together. You're facing the facts, and you're trying to learn, and you're trying to take that next step towards the next level. So big shout out to everyone who is right now watching here. Don't forget to smash up that like button if you do like the content, and of course smash up the like button because you guys are absolute legends. It will be truly amazing. Rover, please check on Pluton. So let me go over Pluton real quickly. How it is performing? Is it still moving up? It is coming down again here. So yeah, it had a minor movement up here. I, of course, already told you that I distribute more than 80% of it because I am personally waiting to buy buying back a little bit cheaper. And of course, I use my money I made from Pluton, because Pluton, of course, guys, if you don't know it, we called this that you can hear on the channel. It was absolutely a perfect call right here, around to $5. Distributed around to 20 US dollars. Of course, I tweeted several times about it. I talked about it on my channel also several times, and I talked also about it that I was distributing these tokens a little bit here. Made a perfect significant 4x from it. With that money, what I do always with the money I make from altcoins, I invest more in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and different coins I want to be starting to accumulate it. So definitely very exciting what we saw with Pluton, but currently, yeah, I don't know exactly when we're going to start bouncing. We are actually coming back towards a demand zone, like you can see over here. This is definitely a demand zone. We've been seeing rejections several times, like you can see on the market, and this could be a level that we can start to be seeing a potential bounce from off here. So it is actually not looking out too bad here, and I would love to see, of course, a bounce from this level getting generated. So yeah, let's see what we're going to head towards from here on, but it is looking like we are back towards accumulation ranges where we could see a significant bounce getting started from off, of course, for the Pluton price action. So it's looking actually not too bad here, if you would ask me. Further on, let me go and looking towards some other coins. Let me look at Cardano. Cardano, of course, coming down. Oh, this is the Ethereum comparison. Coming down massively. Trading below its crazy level. Of course, I've been talking about Cardano several times here on this channel. And yeah, basically what I was looking at is that this is the main accumulation range for Cardano. We're currently breaking below it. Let me set up a good line here. Let me set this orange line up over here. Let me set this up over here as well. So this was actually a pretty important level to look at for Cardano. Right now, the next accumulation range is going to be the low here, and it's going to be the 84 cents. And that's actually the level that we're currently retesting on. So it's going to be pretty crazy to see this bounce. It's going to be pretty important to see this bounce as well. So hopefully Cardano can start to be bouncing from this range here. It's going to be absolutely very critical because otherwise we're going to go in a free fall. Why am I saying a free fall? Is because if I'm going to enable the VPVR here, you can see we're right now trading on the last legs of the volume support here. Like you can see, the 89 cents, 90 cents is volume support, this range over here. And after that, we're going to go for a free fall scenario where Cardano could fall down towards 50 cents, of course. So it's actually looking pretty bad here, and Cardano can fall very quickly if it's going to continue down here. As well, the fear is extremely high in Cardano. Cardano is creating bullish momentum on the MACD, not on the RSI. The RSI is going to start to get oversold right here. So I'm actually pretty excited about where it is heading towards from this point here. But it looks to be that at least it's going to be having some more trouble for the coming years ahead of itself, the coming months ahead of itself, since it undone all its hard work here. And the bounce will be, I won't see Cardano trading back towards $3 so easily again. But yeah, this could be a range that we are going to start to see a bounce. If we do fail to hold on towards this daily support zone, we're going to break the volume support. Yeah, we are actually going to come down for way further. But this, for me, what I'm really going to look at is right now Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is going to be moving Cardano. Bitcoin is going to be moving Ethereum. If the market just cools off if Russia, Ukraine just cools off a little bit here, Bitcoin gets some room to grow, Bitcoin gets some room to recover, altcoins are going to recover with it. So if you're going to right now, in market corrections, I'm not really liking to analyze altcoins. Why don't I like to analyze altcoins in market corrections? is because in market corrections, it's going to be Bitcoin that is the king. Bitcoin is moving that markets down, and in bull trends, we see altcoins explode one at a time, and Bitcoin does not necessarily have to move for these altcoins to explode, right? So it's going to be crazy important to look at what Bitcoin is doing in these periods right now, especially in these periods right now here, whether the market is, of course, seeing a very significant correction. It's important to look at what Bitcoin currently is doing and how Bitcoin is performing, because Bitcoin is going to, first of all, indicate the bottom of all these altcoins, whether you should start to accumulate them. Bitcoin is going to suggest, well, it's moving up, guys, let's go. And let me give them this crowd cream here for a second. Yeah, it's going to be very important to see where the market is moving towards. And let me see, is the sound working? I don't have my headset up currently. So let me quickly see if the sound is working. Yeah, it's working. So yeah, Bitcoin is moving up. Absolutely beautiful to see. But it's going to be very important to analyze Bitcoin. If you're going to look for an altcoin bottom, you have to look at Bitcoin. And right now, what we're seeing with Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is forming a pretty bullish bias pattern. It's forming bullish momentum behind of the charts. And the only thing that can hold back Bitcoin right here is going to be the news. So like I told you, I'm already in minor positions, minor trading positions on Bitcoin. And of course on some other altcoins because of this bullish momentum that did basically got generated on the 1 hour and on the 4 hourly time frame, and the supportive touch that we got on the 4 hour time frame. Basically several things coming together, indicating me a pretty good opportunity. Hopefully we can reach this price target. Of course, if we're going to look at the price target for Bitcoin, it's approximately a 6% move here, because the price target is always going to be the top side of the wedge. In this case, it's a 6.3% movement towards the upside, and it could be actually pretty good for the market here, because then we could be finally see a little bit of a recovery, and we could see, of course, yeah, a little bit of movement up, and that would be absolutely lovely, of course. I love to see movements towards the upside in this market. But in general, guys, if you as well want to be trading the cryptocurrency market, if you do want to be trading the market here on Bitcoin, or you want to be trading an altcoin, or you want to be just accumulate Bitcoin for spot, for dollar cost averaging, make sure to check out Bybit in the link description. Bybit is currently offering you an $4,100 bonus. Like you can trade these falling wedges, pretty easy patterns to trade, of course. If you want to be trading the market, check out Bybit in the link description. You get a very good deposit bonus together with 30% off of all fees, and that's of course only happening if you sign up your account before the 25th of February. So if you get your account of Bybit right now, you have a lifetime 30% off if you sign up before the 25th of February through my link here in the description. So maybe you're not planning to accumulate or trade or whatsoever right now, but if you're planning to do it anytime soon, like in the coming year or something, it's definitely going to be valuable, because it's like they're saying that they're only going to do this once, this 30% fee off. So make sure to check it out right now here. It's going to be definitely very important, because as well, if you're going to compare it to different exchanges, you're definitely way better off right now because the fees are way lower. Let me see. Can you please share your views on EGLD and Solana? Yeah, of course. Let me go over EGLD first. Like I will be going over Solana afterwards. So let's see what we're going to get over there. So EGLD yesterday was looking actually pretty good. It was seeing a very strong bounce from this horizontal range here. Then it came down again, and this was a pretty important level to look at actually. So you can see, I thought I extend this level. So you can see over here, we've got rejection, support, rejection, support, support, rejection, support, and this level basically provided us a lot of supportive and rejection touch points basically. So EGLD was holding up towards level, but unfortunately closed the daily candle below it. Right now we're trying to recover back towards the upside again, so it's going to be pretty crucial to see where it's going to go towards from that point. I mean, if I'm zooming out on EGLD, the weekly candles are still holding up towards, and like you can see right here, the weekly time frame is also support. Previous resistance on the weekly time frame, resistance over here, could right now provide very strong support. So we've got another 5 days to see and to really determine whether EGLD is going to be right now looking a little bit more bullish or bearish right now on this market, right? So that's going to be pretty important to look at. If we're going to look at the 4 hourly time frame, we're creating bullish momentum. Price action still continuously coming down here. MACD coming up again. Money flow index as well, so that's actually looking pretty good. If we're checking up on the 1 hour time frame, we're as well seeing the same. We were forming a bullish divergence, came up a little bit from that point as well. We create this falling wedge pattern where you are forming a downward sloping resistance line and a downward sloping support line, and we did clearly broke out towards the upside. So that's actually also a pretty good scenario and a good play to have here on the market, and we saw significant movement towards higher levels from that point here. So that's actually looking pretty good what we did saw there on the EGLD price action, and the short term we could be experiencing as well a little bit of a bounce here, especially like I said, once again, come back to ours. If Bitcoin is going to continuously grow here out of this falling wedge pattern, yes, we're going to see more bullishness for the price action of EGLD. And as well, guys, let me quickly share this with you guys out there on Twitter. So guys, if you want to help me out here to, of course, share this to more people so we can raise more awareness to everyone out there in the market, make sure to I will be as well go into Solana and even more coins which you guys want me to. Make sure to share this tweet here. So Bitcoin falling wedge breakout, win and bullish divergence. Oh, I can't type anymore. Like this. So I will be quickly tweet this. If you want to help me to, of course, share this tweet with all your friends, or I mean, if you want to share this knowledge with some other people, make sure to retweet this tweet. If you could like it, will be as well absolutely amazing. I drop it right now here in the chat. It will be always very lovely as well. If you have not followed me on Twitter yet here, make sure to do so, because if you're not on the live stream, or if, let's say you are in the train, you're like in the car, and you get a notification and you see like, oh, Bitcoin is doing this. Always very nice to have, right? Why shouldn't you follow us on Twitter and smash up that bell notification over there as well? Will be absolutely lovely if you're going to do so. And of course, if you retweet it, you can share it as well with your friends. So EGLD is actually not looking all too bad on the imminent short term. I'm still leveraging it as well towards the upside, because my strategy for EGLD is to hodl it for the long term, because I think it's an undervalued blockchain and it has high possibilities for the future in the years ahead of ourselves, and of course especially the months ahead of ourselves, and basically in towards 2022 here, because it's definitely a very good blockchain to look at. So pretty interesting what we saw over there. And if we're going to look at Solana, I mean, I'm not a very big fan of Solana, like probably a lot of you guys already know. You can see as well, it has been lacking a lot here. It has been creating a lot of bullish momentum, to be very honest. What we can see right now on Solana is that the MACD and RSI are forming bullish divergence. What we can see, price action forming lower lows on the daily time frame, the RSI forming higher lows, and the MACD as well on the moving averages is forming higher lows as well. So as well on the histogram. So double bullish divergence on the MACD, regular bullish divergence on the RSI. And that is, of course, definitely a buy signal. I am not going to lie for you. Even though it is indeed a buy signal, I'm not a huge fan of of Solana, I mean. Because of the not so decentralized blockchain, etc., etc. But yeah, indeed, it has very big opportunities right now to take it towards the upside. It is trading and creating bullish momentum as well. There are some critical trend lines to look at that we do have to be breaking here in order to see further continuation towards higher targets. But so far, it actually looks pretty good here. It looks actually pretty decent to be trading. If we do trade this. We do break this, I should say, this downtrend on the EGLD. I say EGLD all the time. I'm sorry. Too much coffee for me. So if we do break the Solana downtrend here on the daily time frame, yeah, then we could be looking for some more bullish continuations. Maybe you should be waiting before taking a trade or accumulating. If we do break outside of it, yeah, that could be your signal that the market could be starting to flip a little bit more bullish. But there's still a lot of several ranges that we have to be breaking in order to flip extremely bullish for Solana, because so far, yeah, we're not looking at extremely bullish price action. Of course, I will be as well measure some ranges right now for you that good accumulation really is showing. I mean, if we're going to come down towards $55 I will be most certainly start to accumulate Solana. Right now, I've not been really doing it so far, but this bullish divergence actually shows you a good opportunity to take a minor trade towards the upside of this market, of course. But a lot of money from Solana and these other potential Ethereum killers. I say potential, but I don't really think that Solana is an Ethereum killer, because it's a whole different idea, and it's not it's a more scalable blockchain, but not decentralized. But yeah, Solana is definitely, the valuation of Solana is definitely right now moving more towards Ethereum. So that's important to know. And as well with the merge coming up here, I don't think that Solana is going to be as strong as its performance showed in the beginning of the end of 2021. I don't think it's going to be even come close towards the performance it did over there, towards the performance it's going to perform probably in 2022. So do take a notice. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Solana, and I don't think it's going to be bringing me the biggest returns. But yeah, it is right now showing a good buying opportunity. It's creating a bullish divergence, but maybe you should wait a little bit longer before breaking. As soon as we do break this downtrend, that you could start to accumulate more in towards this asset. So let's see what we're going to have here. Monday Green, and it's a very name that I recognize here. Let's see you guys what you're doing. Yeah, you guys absolutely smash up the like button on the tweet. Thank you so much for doing that. as well. Yeah, I mean, if you were quickly doing a shout out to myself here, make sure to follow this Instagram account, guys. I will be tweeting it as well. I will be put it in the chat also like 2 times or something. You should definitely follow this Instagram account. This Instagram account, we're doing like 2 or 3 posts a day here. Someone is doing this for me, who is doing actively research in the market. And basically what we will be doing with this news, with this page on Instagram, we will be showing you guys things about news in the market. So if you want to be, of course, stay up to date about certain developments on the cryptocurrency market and some breaking news like GTA 6 will be using a cryptocurrency in-game payment method, pretty cool here. So all kinds of cool stuff here as well, just like Elon Musk, of course, accepting Dogecoin at all supercharge stations. If you follow this account and ring as well the bell notification on it, yeah, you will be as well stay up to date about more developments here. So Rover scripted news here, look out for scammers. There are probably a lot of scammers on it. And you could also just go towards my page and you can see Rover scripted news at the top side of my bio. So make sure to follow this account. It's definitely going to be a crazy big account in the future, I think. And we're trying to go and, of course, bring more value to you guys by as well making, of course, such kind of a news page. So it's going to be definitely very cool if you're going to hit that follow button over there. It's going to be crazy cool, of course, if you can smash up the follow button over there right here. So let me go further in towards it. In towards this. It's stuff, of course. Let me see what the chat is. Rockstar. No, yeah, Rockstar is indeed going to do that. Feature is my second biggest holding. Too much FUD about it. That's why I'm accumulating. For me as well, there's a lot of FUD around VeChain, but it's actually a pretty good investment in my opinion, because it's really bringing good value towards the market. How about Dogecoin? I mean, the reason why the market is definitely coming down right now a little bit more is because of coins like Dogecoin, of course. Thanks, bro. Always good to hear your opinion. I mean, it's very lovely to hear. Sounds inflationary. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I think that's definitely non-inflationary. Is going to be the merge update that's coming out anytime soon. As well, the GUI is pretty low on Ethereum. So if you're planning to sell your Ethereum right now, these are definitely good times here because we have pretty low fees right now. Not a lot of trading going around here. So pretty interesting to look at. Of course, currently we have a 1.6% inflation on Ethereum a year. As soon as the updates comes out here, what will be get released this summer, we're going to be having an approximately minus 2.5% supply growth. What means the asset of Ethereum will be start to become deflationary rather than inflationary. So going to be definitely add a lot of valuation. And guys, you know, it's pretty funny because I've been talking about accumulating Ethereum. Well, my strategy has been with that. Right now we're standing on pretty low stage, and of course, like cryptocurrency markets, we don't necessarily look at, like, we have a long-term vision, right? And if we're going to be accumulating coins right now for, let's say, the coming 3 to 6 months here, it's going to be definitely be still Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to be outperforming Bitcoin right now. It has been showing us a little bit of a harder time here. Basically, for the past year, Ethereum has been basically been similar in terms of the performance against Bitcoin. It's been basically moving with Bitcoin, but with the merge that's coming out here, what will be, like you can see over here, make Ethereum a deflationary asset with a supply decreasement of 2.5% a year. It will be definitely a very crazy asset to be looking and investing in, because yeah, it could start to get definitely very crazy, of course. So I look forward towards how it is going to go here, and how Ethereum is going to be show us the further development in the market. So Alfred just became a member, so thank you so much for becoming a member. Hopefully you're going to enjoy your color in the chat, my man. And you have got like the McDonald's emoji, because yes, guys, if you don't know already, I worked at McDonald's for 2 years, and at McDonald's I learned about Bitcoin. So I followed the roots of Jeff Bezos. It's pretty interesting. People only talk about war in Ukraine. America invaded Ukraine since 2014. Biden, yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily going. Yeah, it's pretty hard. Ethereum is good, and now so far Ethereum is not deflationary. That's a very big misunderstanding. Ethereum currently, I can see all time, the whole year has a 1.6% inflation. Yes, it is burning tokens, like you can see here. It burned more than 1.9 million Ethereum already. Otherwise, it had an approximately 3% supply growth if there was no hard fork update in May last year. But once the merge comes out here, it's going to be having deflationary. So it will be starting to become deflationary. So that is definitely very good here, because right now it has an issuance of approximately 5.4% Ethereum, 5.4 million Ethereum a year. But from off the merge, it will be having only a 0.5 million 500,000 Ethereum supply growth a year, but it will be more than that getting burnt, of course. So we will be having a deflationary asset. So Ethereum is a very good longer term investment in my opinion. Let's flip some burgers at McDonald's. I mean, I was crew trainer. If you didn't know, that was pretty cool. I was crew trainer. I was like an all-rounder over there. But actually, like I was at that point, I was 15 years old once I first bought into Bitcoin. Right now, I'm 21 years old. So 6 years ago for me, the journey started at a pretty young age here. And I think age doesn't really matter, especially in the new, like in the place that we're right now in here. The past 6 years, I've been investing my time to become very good at something, and that's how you make money, basically. If you invest a lot of time in one niche and you become very good at it, that's how you make money. So that's for me how I started to become professional in cryptocurrencies, because my ambition was there, and I always said to myself I would love to work in the cryptocurrency space here. And actually, I see my green screen is a little bit bugged here. Excuse me for that for the whole stream already. But yeah, it's pretty interesting times that we're trading on, and where we are in right now here, and the opportunities that are extremely big right here. Terra Luna only deflationary asset. Yeah, Ethereum will become one. So so far, yeah, Luna is maybe the only one. Aimer, thank you so much for keeping everyone calm in the chat. So guys, by the way, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It will be absolutely lovely if you're going to do so. Will absolutely be lovely if you're going to do so. Will be pretty cool. Yeah, right now, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will be right now wrap up the stream here. It was a pretty good stream here, actually. Guys, let me know if I should do another stream later today. What I will be promise you guys, basically, I will be doing another stream later today if we're going to see some more market volatility. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel right now here if you haven't already. Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already. And I guess I will see you back tomorrow. Sorry, I guess I see you back tomorrow for sure, but maybe also later today here if there's going to be something interesting playing out on this market. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching once again towards this amazing update here that we brought out to you guys on the market. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell notification, check out the socials, especially check out Twitter, because if we're not live, we're going to keep you guys up to date on Twitter. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.